Thanks, Dom. No audio. I had my mic muted while I was waiting. Start over. Hello, welcome. First stream, first time with my face on camera. Hope it's a good time. It's been about a year since I've uploaded a video. We were off to a great start. I think we were like 3 or 4 videos deep, and then life happened. So, had a little bit of time tonight. My daughter's sleeping over at my parents' house. She's got to sleep over with her nana, so Mrs. is going to bed early. She works early in the morning, so let's jump in here and play. I have my phone down in front of me. All my comments, excuse me, should have grabbed water before we started. All my comments are down here, so yeah, if you see me looking down here or reaching down here for a little bit, I'm just responding to your comments. Dom, can you confirm we have good audio now? I'm assuming so. Nobody else is yelling at me in the comments, so if we're all good, we're going to get rocking and rolling here. So as the title suggests, perfect. Audio is good. Thank you, my friend. We're getting in here playing some Emergency 4 Riverside County mod. Just fired it up. Everything's loading. I've done a lot of changes since the last video came out. We'll go over those in a second. I'm just setting up my hotkeys. Happy Face says everything is good. Thank you, Happy Face. Got to get the patrol cars to get their lights on because I'm lazy and haven't fixed that problem yet. So I'm setting up my hotkeys. You'll see some changes here. I've got sunshades for the sheriff's units that park over here. I'm setting up all the units that hang out at the sheriff's office as hotkey number 5. Anything crazy goes down where we need a bunch of police officers, hotkey number 5 is good to go. I'll go over my hotkeys really quick so far. Number 1 is my battalion chief's aide out here in front of Station 81 talking to these 3 kids. That unit, the battalion chief's aide, can call any of the on-map vehicles: Engine 81, Truck 81, Engine 82, Patrol 82, Engine Patrol and Tender 83, Engine Patrol 84, and the Hazmat, which is still labeled as Hazmat 81, but has been moved down to 84s. Those unmarked cars, though, those are one of my latest additions. Those are the Guns, Gangs, and Grow unit. I'm not sure if the real Riverside County Sheriff's Office has that, but it's pretty. They're pretty cool. I like them. I've got them kind of in these. I don't want to say. I'll put it this way: higher crime areas. They are in the higher crime areas. Tahoe there. And our last hotkey will go to the AMR supervisor up here by the hospital. That's number 6. I was going over the hotkeys and got distracted. So number 2 is the battalion chief that's out back here talking on the cell phone, probably calling the wife to tell him or to tell her that he's been mandated for overtime. And then number 3 is the on the map battalion chief vehicle there. I did the fancy ghosted roof numbers that that Happy doesn't like, hey? That's okay. I like them. I think that's pretty cool. It was one of my favorite things I've done so far. So lots of changes to this map. This was originally based off of the Northview South County map. There was a single engine station right here. Obviously that's been moved. It's now a hazmat station, 84 engine patrol, and then the hazmat and hazmat tender. And we're getting our first overdose. I've amended a lot of the calls to be a little bit more realistic. Maybe not realistic, but a little more like they would be dispatched in Riverside County. We've got a bit of an encampment under here under the bridge. We've got a Wendy's here. We've got some single-story commercials with, again, more encampment kind of LA Skid Row style vibes. You did jinx it, by the way, Max. You said quiet so far. Quiet. Yeah. As soon as you said it, we got an overdose. So we will get, let's see, where is it? Oh, right there. Right in front of my face. So let's get engine 81 coming over here. You can see I use the hotkeys. Engine pulls out, lights go on, door closes, siren kicks up, and away they go. So while they're responding, you can see I've moved the Burger King that was originally here. It's now on the street over. The car wash has been moved. And I've got a construction site here. I'm planning on doing another little strip mall, similar to the one that we have over in this area. But until I get to that, I figured a construction zone might not be a bad idea to put in that place for now. We've got engine 81 showing up. And you'll notice that when they come to a stop, all of the white lights on the vehicle kick out. And my paramedic is the one that has the white CAL FIRE on the back of the shirt. And the EMTs have red. So I can quickly discern who's my paramedic from a distance.
Roger.
And we'll get him treating the patient. Roger. We'll leave the engineer with the truck. You are correct, Max. Riverside is AMR. And we'll get them going in just a second. We're gonna go over here next to the police station. So I already talked about the sunshades when my ADD kicked in, and we talked about stuff out of order. I removed kind of the generic building that was over in this area, and I put in a building that I've modified to look kind of like KTLA. I don't believe KTLA truly has a building in Riverside County, but yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. Threw in some 5 live vans, something to make it a little bit more mine. My girlfriend absolutely loves Target. So I've changed the Walmart over to Target, but you can see that's not complete yet because I still have Walmart trucks behind it. I mean, chances are Walmart and Target are owned by the same people at the end of the day in the real world anyways. But and then I'm not quite sure what we had over here last video. Might have been the trailer park. I'm not sure. But I've added in kind of like a manufactured home neighborhood. These are pretty common in Riverside County. I made this building probably 2 or 3 years ago. Pretty rudimentary. It's just 2 versions of the same building, much like I did with the single-story commercials over behind the police station, and they're just mirrored. Window on the left here, but window on the right there. Dom, I'll teach you everything I know. I believe knowledge hoarded is knowledge wasted, so I'm all in to teach you everything I got. Thanks for the compliment on the Target there. Happy face, that's very much appreciated. So yeah, as I said, this mod was based off of the Northview South County mod, so it still says South County Regional Medical Center, although I did make a sign over here that says San Gorgonio Medical Center. Memorial Hospital. Real hospital in Riverside County. And we'll grab an AMR ambulance to come on over here and transport our overdose. I almost spoiled a little surprise. So I had kind of up in this top area here of the map, you can still see on my mini map, I had a couple of little streets, but nothing done with it. I wanted to add some kind of forested houses, a little more of a rural residential feel to it. I never got that far. I didn't like any of the houses that are already in the game. Excuse me, any of the buildings that are already in the game. So I came up with another idea that we're going to get to in a second. One of the problems I had to overcome after doing that change was I used those streets as a loop for my patrol paths for my police cars. It's broken up into 4 different areas. So getting rid of those roads meant I had to come up with another option. So I've just extended this parking lot a little bit with a driveway through to the other road. Most of you know that you'll recognize it pretty easily when you're like me and play this game as much as I do. I know the community is pretty dedicated and loyal to it. You pick up on those changes pretty quickly. So I'll show you why I had to do that in just a second. First, let's get this patient transported. Riverside County Fire for 5M. I know exactly 0 about modding for 5M.
Roger.
But I used to be part of a pretty big roleplay clan. and or community, I guess, would be the better name for it. But that would be pretty cool. So we will send AMR off, and Engine 81 will head back to the hospital. Head back to Station 81. You'll also notice that with my mod, when the emergency lights are deactivated, the vehicles slow down. I like that. And here you can see our slick top patrol car making their turnaround. So I guess I'll show you what I had in store up here, what I decided to put in. You can see the end of a runway. It's not functional. You won't see any planes landing or anything, but there's a couple of signs, you know, no trespassing. It's obviously an airfield, and yeah, I'll bring you over and I'll show you the big reveal. I've set up a little air attack base. So we've got a blue admin building. I'm struggling not to smile because I'm super proud of this. I spent a lot of time and effort on this, and I really like the way it turned out as we get another medical coming in. We got a little control tower here. Small regional or even just general aviation airfield would have something like that as the control tower. This one for me, in my mind, is more controlling where the air tankers would be replenishing their FOS check. So while we're here, I will bring in my helicopter, and I'll show you that no matter where it is on the map, it can go back here. There's a couple of features that I'm working on. I'm going to go ahead and spoil it. I'll tell you what they are as soon as I get this on the ground. So Vehicle Command 2 Airbase, the icon for that is actually the logo for Emmett Ryan, which is the air attack based in Riverside County. This is Copter 205. It's Vena Hell Attack. I went with Copter 205 because this is obviously the Bell model of a helicopter. And 301, the helicopter in Riverside County, was very recently, like in 2023, I believe, upgraded to a Firehawk, Sikorsky S70I Firehawk. Going to be one of my next projects is to bring that in and have it spawn here. I've modified this building in Blender so that the door is open. The air attack crew will be able to come out and jump in the helicopter. I've got 2 flight medics that were, I think, original with the Northview South County mod, and I've just added today my CAL FIRE Air Ops pilot here. So we're in their flight suit with the CAL FIRE badges, and they can enter the helicopter as the pilot and then 2 flight medics. This one is intended to be a medical transport, obviously. I'm sorry, there is a 3rd flight medic. I thought that number was off, but that's what happens under the pressure of a stream. Gonna go through some comments here real quick. Sorry, guys. Riverside County for Los Santos, and then Imperial County for Blaine.
TV set imploded. Injured present. Cool. Treat the casualties and take them away.
All right, we better get on this. So we have... This was a fall. Oh, that's my... what are they called? I just heard a name for homeless people recently. The Housing Challenged, which I think is a very politically correct way. So we'll send Patrol 84 over there. It's a nice forward medic patrol. And then we'll go check that TV set once we get this patient started. So Imperial County for Blaine, I like that concept. I also would not be against doing San Bernardino County or Santa Barbara County or Ventura County. I like the Ventura County color scheme. I do have some Ventura County units in my game. They're just not functional yet. Working on getting them in as a strike team. Okay, so that's being taken care of. Let's go to the electrocution delta response. Okay, so that's just going to be a medical. So again, with my hotkeys, I know this gets talked about on the forums a lot. I'm hoping some people will watch this video and learn. Excuse me. I do hotkey 2, which selects my on-map battalion chief out back on the phone, and then hotkey 1, which prevents me from being dragged back over to Station 81 every time. That's just a little pro tip if you're looking for a way to not be thrown around the map. We've got Medic Patrol 83, which is our Dodge Ram Crew Cab Medic Patrol. And I say Dodge Ram Crew Cab because Patrol 82 is a Dodge Ram single cab. Question, is there any off-map mutual aid stuff you can spawn in or dispatch in? There is. So let me get this treatment underway and then we'll talk about that real quick, only because I have a nasty habit of getting distracted. If I get distracted, I will forget and this patient will die.
10-4.
We receive a federal grant of 50,000 credits for expenses. We'll downgrade the lighting on this. So downgrading it, we get the 2 front grille lights flashing back and forth, get the rotators on the outside of the bar, and we get a little bit of rear warning as well. I'm a big fan of downgrading lights, even in my real world fire department when I'm on the scene, particularly in a vehicle. We run a lot of vehicles very similar to this for our medical calls. 3:30 in the morning, there's no reason to be sitting on a street full lights on. So that's a big thing for me. Okay, so let's go back here. Happy Face was asking, any off-map units? Absolutely. So this battalion chief right here, out the back. The other thing I can do, and I can show you right here in the station, is my... Oh, that's interesting.
It's done.
He's inside of the vending machine. Nice. I also made all of my Coca-Cola machines my control panel, so that's where all of my commands are for the fire station, including a nice little play radio that just loops an ambient radio traffic audio that I recorded. So my battalion chief vehicles, all of them can install a command post, which just opens the back and slides out a tray. I love the way LAFD does that. I think that's common across California, but so the chief and the chief's aide can both set up at the command post and then go into radio mode. So radio mode is exactly the one that I've got hotkeyed. So this model is now the exact same as this model, or prototype rather. So the chief's aide can call all of the on-map units, anything that's already spawned in. The battalion chief can call in off-map units. So I've currently got 2 other battalion chiefs. They don't have functions yet. It's planned for the future. But I can call in engines 85, 86, 87, 88. And I have built an 89, but it's not been scripted yet, as well as truck 86, which is a rear mount Pierce tower ladder, or ladder tower, I guess. I'm working on a couple of different functions, so I like having variety. I like having that realism. So each battalion chief will be able to call different units kind of from their battalion. That's not totally realistic in the way the real world works. Obviously, a dispatch center is going to send whatever the chief or incident commander requests. But for purposes of the game, I thought it would be kind of cool to have a little bit of variety. Additionally, that's one of the things that we're going to do over here at the airfield, is we're going to have an air ops battalion chief that spawns in here. And on top of that, I'm going to have a fuel tanker. I already have the model being worked on. I just have to, actually it's done. I just need to do the lights. It's going to park over here, and then, you know, potentially some like crew buggies or miscellaneous helitac type units parking in under this sunshade. And then some just generic non-playable admin cars here with some personally owned vehicles there. I think that covers most of it for the mutual aid units as far as fire goes. I do have 1 strike team in. I just need to work on the units. I'm working on several strike teams as I go. Nothing really with any sort of fire under my butt, pun intended. But yeah, so there is lots of opportunity to call some off-map units as well as some mutual aid. Airport fire station, maybe. I don't know if we will. Station 81's pretty close in Riverside County. I believe 83 is actually on one of the airfields, not Hemet Ryan where Air Attack is. That's actually in the city of Hemet. But I believe Riverside County Station 83 is actually on an airfield, and they kind of have a flow-through bay like this, and they can just drive out either end. And I believe the backside actually has, I think it's a Type 3 that goes out the back. I'm not 100% certain on that, though. So it's possible. I don't know that I'm going to go that route, just with this station being so close. By any thoughts of the Cal OES Type 1 USAR HMEs? I may, as I give you a teaser to all the vehicles in my menu, I do not have it added. I do have one. I have a HME. It's lit with the power arcs. So cool. And that was a lot of fun to light as well. I do have an LA County Helicopter 19. Can't do water drops with it. That would be like next level. So this is the battalion chief that can call in the currently added strike team, battalion chief 3102. I have my prevention officer that started down there. Granite Mountain Hotshots, I am a big time buff of the Hotshots. Their story hit me hard. I can't watch the movie without crying. Not even afraid to admit that publicly. So had to put them in there. And some San Bernardino Forest. That's the engine that spawns over here at Station 82, which is an interagency fire station. Nope. So paramedic doesn't need to wear bunker gear. I don't like to. I personally don't like to wear my bunker gear when I go to medical calls. There's a lot of studies about firefighters and cancers, and wearing your gear for prolonged periods of time when it's unnecessary is definitely one of the things that they say can give us cancer. So
Roger.
The more we can avoid wearing it, the better I think we are. Let's do the siren on that one. That is amazing. Thank you very much. The tiller trucks are cool. I wish we had tillers here. I love tillers. So this is an HME model, or sorry, a KME model. Let's also get these chief and chief aide back in the truck in the event we need them. But yeah, so this is a KME flat top tiller. I know Riverside County just got a new KME, so I am planning at some point in the future to update my model file to be kind of a newer one, but nice. Thank you, Happy Face. I smell heli tenders. Yes, heli tender is coming. It is definitely coming. I don't think I'm going to get to the point like the U.S. Army mod where you actually need it to refuel the helicopter, but for roleplay purposes or whatever, I think I'm going to add it into the mod. ARF crash truck. Maybe we'll put one in. Why not? Right? What's the harm in having one? Can't hurt. It's just one more unit on the map as a resource, right? Strike teams would be amazing for multiplayer. Absolutely. I think that would be really cool. I've not heavily, but I've modified the original LA mod forest fire mission map to be a little more challenging, and strike team comes in handy there for sure for some structured protection. You are currently figuring out how to do water drops, eh? Dom, if there is anything I can do to make that a reality, I am all in. I am all in. So you probably just saw on the stream there, I'm big in honoring those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. I believe in paying respects to the firefighters that came before us. I wholeheartedly believe that those of us in the fire service today are simply standing on the shoulders of giants. And this past August, I believe it was August 6th of 2023, two helicopters collided in Riverside County while battling a vegetation fire, sparking a fire of their own. And unfortunately, 3 lives were lost in that collision, in that midair collision. So over here, kind of on the corner of the airfield, I just threw in a pretty generic little park-looking thing with 3 United States flags that, to me, looked kind of like a memorial with a plaque. And then I think I used the original LA hospital, or maybe it was LA police station sign, to have a nice little memorial plaque, kind of like a memorial park. And I mean, it's close to Station 81 and the Helitack air base here, so it'll be well maintained, and that's why the grass is nice and green as opposed to that brown Southern California grass I've been going for elsewhere. So that's kind of one of the it's one of the nicer things I think I've done in a little while. Nice. Hey, I'll buy you a soda anytime. I'm good. Good for that. So over here, there used to be a bunch of like commercial or industrial looking buildings. I don't know, they were just too generic for me. So I took it out, made a little bit of a hill. I don't know, maybe it was an old landfill or construction companies were dumping when they were, I don't know, building the LA River or something like that. And then again, continuing on with some of the changes. I think these were here last time. Just a nice little residential neighborhood here instead of the, again, concrete. I found it felt very European. A lot of concrete, a lot of buildings that didn't have much grass. And while that's, very true of what we've done in North America, I like to have a little bit of grass still. So over here on Dose Lane, this whole block I've got plans to redo. I'm going to make a little more of a Southern California style. Again, kind of something more like this, the manufactured home, but maybe a little more intense. Might come around and have 2 roads. Yeah, we'll see what that brings. This lot's empty over here. There was a big house here. This caused me a lot of problems. So I didn't know, and I'm gonna have to find and give credit to the person in the Discord who helped me out. I kept getting an error every time I loaded my game, and I couldn't figure out why. Turns out there's actually a limit to the number of objects that you can put on a map, and I exceeded that. I'm a little bit proud because there was a couple of comments like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that. I've got a really heavy Riverside County Sheriff's officers," or I don't know. Maybe they need to go to EVOC school. But anyways, some of the LA mod, LA style apartments scattered with some debris, and here and there you'll find some people up to no good. Somebody who's been overserved having a nap outside in the front yard. Dom, I see your question about the fire blip at the airport. I'll get to that in just a second. Let's get this one transported, and we'll start the second ambulance back down to the other electrocution, I think it was.
10-4.
While they're doing it, that blip is another control panel. So the intent here will be for the airbase to start, the helicopter to spawn, the heli tanker to spawn, and then to be able to call for the pilot and the air attack crew, and then the ground assistant, or I don't know, whatever they're called, for the heli tanker, or heli tender rather, and then the battalion chief as well. So that's what that's for. That is the random Coke machine out in the middle of nowhere.
It's okay.
Hopefully that answers your question on the fire blip at the
10-4.
AMR transporting to San Gorgonio, and Medic Patrol 84 is back available. Let's grab grab, see, another Coke machine. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't put a Coke machine at the police station. So this is the way my mind works. There would be a Coke machine outside of a police station. I don't know why. Maybe because when they release criminals from the police station and they're processed out, they don't want them vandalizing it. I have no idea why. But the control panel is the American flag for the police station. I don't know. I don't know why I do what I do, but I do. So we're going to staff
10-4.
an additional ambulance here. Mercedes-Benz ambulance. Just bat my mic. Sorry if that was loud. I believe I got this off of the German forums that are now defunct, apparently. Not entirely sure.
It's done.
I do plan on converting to almost all Ford Transits. I just don't know when. It's going to be a pretty big project. ATM. I should put an ATM, eh? I should. That would be pretty cool. ATM to pay your bail. Right there. I'm going to make it happen. Boo Ford Transits. You know what? I drive a Ford. I hate Ford. I'm very upset with Ford right now. Extremely. My power steering quit. It's going to be expensive. It's more money than
Attention!
I can
Fire
fix.
caused by open flame.
Somebody just said it.
All
Max.
fires.
Max, you said surprise, no fires yet. And now we've got an outside fire. I believe 4 engines, 1 truck. That doesn't sound right. I didn't do that. I don't think I did that one either. I gotta work on those, but we'll do engine 81, kind of halfway between 82 and 84. Max Dom is correct. I do have 2 corner vans behind the police station. One's a a Chevy, and then a Ford. Again with the Ford. The Ford does have blue and amber warning lights to the rear. Chevy does not. Currently, they do not return here, drop off the decedent, and return to their parking space, but I'm working on that. Again, it's in the works.
10-4.
Everybody hates on AMR,
It's okay.
and I don't know why.
It's done. Roger.
I have no experience with AMR myself. Couldn't tell you whether they're good or bad. I have, Dom. I have looked at that script, and that is what I plan on using for getting that going.
It's done.
Did we use much water? No, 93.
It's done.
So,
It's done.
I thought I'd get smart and use ChatGPT to help me with some scripts that I couldn't get to work. One of those being this one. And it did help a bit. I still had to troubleshoot it pretty extensively. But this one, I think it was based off New York City mod, maybe? Not quite sure. But essentially when I do that, everybody but the person in the first position, which I usually
Fire
attribute
caused
to
by
the
firework
engineer,
accident. Extinguish all fires. 10-4.
dons their SCBA in the correct model that they were, or prototype rather. So the captain becomes a captain with SCBA, paramedic becomes paramedic with SCBA, and the firefighter EMT becomes firefighter EMT with SCBA. I can also turn off the headlights on most of the vehicles. Again, I'm a fan of reducing things. And we have a full structure assignment.
Roger.
Gosh, I am not looking forward to dealing with this. Let's go ahead and reduce that lighting. stretcher. Okay. Grab stretcher. It was a fireworks accident, I think, is what the
Roger.
friendly emergency force supervisor said there, right? Smoke investigation. One engine. Well, look at what happens. You send one engine,
It's done.
and you got a fire. We'll go ahead and do a rapid deployment. That'll get everybody throwing lines. Captain will make the connection. I run into this problem. I don't know what it is. If you guys know, I'm all about getting help, so let me know. Sometimes I find the game is extremely loud, but if I scroll away and come back, it's not nearly as loud, and I don't know why it doesn't. Notice how the captain fired up, that was loud. We're going to go over here and come back. Not nearly as loud. I don't know. One of the most used and controversial private EMS agencies in the U.S. Overworked and underpaid from what I gather, right? I know my girlfriend and I frequently take some short day trips to Buffalo, New York. And for quite a while they were run by Rural Metro until AMR bought out Rural Metro. So I have seen them there. Again, I haven't interacted with them really at all. This could be a big fire. Oh yeah, we got a problem. Another DM, send it. Check it out after the stream. I don't know what it is with the audio in this game. I'm gonna have to research it. It bothers me more than it should. I mean, it's really not that big of an issue. I hope for you watching the stream anyway. But all right, let's get truck going. I'm gonna bring in truck 86 because this is a commercial building with engine 86, and let's call battalion 13. Why not? Battalion 13 with me. I'm gonna use hotkey 4. Actually, I'm just gonna grab a patrol car right here. We'll do that. So hotkey 4 for me is the police officer standing out front, talking with 2 units that I still have to get functional in game. These are my guns, gangs, and grow unit officers. They'll be riding in those black unmarked cars. So there's the 3 of them having a conversation, and I've got them, or that one out front, hotkeyed number 4. I've removed all of the commands, and the one that is priority on the mouse is calling backup. So it calls a patrol car, so I can hit hotkey 4 and I can get a patrol car right away. We're going to get the slick top coming. And you can see, so I've called
Roger.
Truck 86, Engine 86, and Battalion 13, and they're not, oh, sorry, they're just coming onto the map, right? So there is a delay built in, and
Roger.
I do intend to actually crank up that delay a little bit. I want to make sure that
Roger. Yes.
I want to make sure that, you know, you sweat a little bit if you're calling for backup from off the map. So here we've got Engine 86, which again is a Spartan. That's Itch Boy's cab. I believe the air conditioner box, because obviously it's hot in Southern California, is again from the German forums. And then the pump panel is Hoppa and the LA mod. And then the rear behind the pump panel was all made by moi.
It's done.
I dabble very slightly into modeling, working on getting better. Obviously, still garbage at placing buckets on trucks appropriately. And I believe this one was from West Falls with Slate Dragon and Itch Boy. I believe.
It's okay.
Not entirely sure. These ones
10-4.
all also have the SCBA equip option, or no, this one doesn't. Again, work in progress. Always a work in progress, never finished. Let's send the truck all in for a primary search. One thing I did do, I see some comments coming in, so I'll get to those in a second, is when I install truck 86, the outriggers come out one at a time and then all go down together.
Roger.
Left side come out, right side come out, all go down together. I like that a lot. We got a lot of people in here, but nobody's really injured or nothing. So, all right, let's get back here. Those issues got them cut out of San Bernardino County. I think I saw something about that. Was that response times? Happy face? Is that what it was? Response times? I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't talk about that on stream. We'll save that for a sidebar conversation. Or was that San Diego County? I remember seeing that somewhere, but regardless. Regardless. You don't want to be redirected, huh? There you go. Now you can go. Okay. We're going to go to our police menu. I know my second unmarked patrol car is a gray Crown Victoria. I think it was originally ATF or something like that, was what it was like first ever released as. But for me, I have a couple of unmarked gray units, and they are my traffic division. So again, not like really, they don't have any special functions or anything like that, but I use them as my traffic division.
It's done.
I think we are going to, there you are. Let's get you
It's done.
right in front of the building. I think we're have to gonna go interior. Don't ever let anybody tell you to go interior. Let it burn. Kidding. Both, eh? Both. We'll talk about that off stream. Let's chat about that off stream.
10-4.
All right, you know what? That's being held in check. That's not going anywhere. We got to get this patient transported because way too long. We'll send you back to 83. And you
Copy.
go to the hospital.
Roger.
Dom says, be right back. So you can see my EMS still say Northview County. But I believe, where are we? Northview County. Is it this one? Proudly serving
Roger.
Riverside County Emergency Medical Services. So, working on it.
Copy.
Again, we're getting there. Dom's back. That was a very fast right back. You weren't kidding. Right back. Let's stretch it.
Roger. It's okay. It's done.
They're inside. They gotta come outside.
Here we go.
Go inside. It's gonna be like 3 seconds. And the fire will be out. Watch.
It's okay.
It's like it's in the safety deposit area. Something is going. Oh, you know what? I know what's going on. So, oh man, when I implemented flipping the Shell gas station from this corner to this corner, I thought it made more sense have it on a main corner. Put the motel in here, the apartment complex, and then made the Starbucks, which I'm so happy about.
A fire has been reported.
Again, my
Cause
girlfriend
unknown.
loves Starbucks.
Extinguish all fires.
When I put the Starbucks in, I originally had my patrol path going down this alleyway. Car came in, snuck down the alleyway. too narrow. The physics couldn't compute, so I had to do a lot of work. There's like 9 or 10 different paths all stacked in on top of each other in this section here. It was a mess, so obviously I have to work on that. But this is going to be a crap show. We're going to go ahead and shut this road down right now. So you can see when the units are sent back, they empty, which is the way I like it. This is going to be a nasty one. Patrol 83. Let's get engine and patrol 84 coming. This one went out. We're going to, you know what, we're going to leave Battalion 11 there, and we're going to let 13s go handle this.
It's okay.
Some of the names of the streets you may have noticed. Again, Morongo, Saboba, Pachenga, those are native tribes in Riverside County. Dose Lane, that is one of the fires that Granite Mountain was on. They reference it in the movie. San Gorgonio, there's another one. Manzanita fire, I think that was one they were on. But anywho, this is quickly turning into a rock shoot.
10-4.
So we're gonna hydrant. You guys are gonna lines. We're gonna go 2 lines off the hop. I don't like doing that.
Roger.
Hate doing that. Enough.
It's done.
2 lines are doing you nothing if neither one of them are flowing water. Pro tip. No kidding. Thanks, Max. Thanks a lot. I'm gonna lose the block because of you.
Roger.
I'm just kidding. I don't care. At a minimum, we're gonna lose that first. Maybe I can get it here. I doubt it.
10-4.
So 84 being the hazmat, they can change into hazmat gear. And they can get a decontent set up. But that's not what we're doing today. No, not.
It's done. It's done.
Another thing I have to, or on my list of things to do, is to,
Roger.
I want to gray out units. So,
Roger.
for an example, right now, engine 84 is over here at this fire. I shouldn't be able to call that a second time. I can't. Right now, it's just going to send me an error and say it's unavailable. No, it's just not going to give you any errors. Right? So, I'd like to get to the point that that command becomes totally disabled. And I'm sure I will, but just not anytime soon. But here we go. We're losing the block.
It's done. Roger.
What do you think? Send 86 down there?
It's okay.
Everybody's getting in out of order. Let's get. Didn't even have him selected. New guy. So, anyways. We have another hydrant here. Let's get them right in. Nose right up. We never got 83. Why not? You know why? Because they're not colliding with their virtual object. That's why. That is why. Ooh. It opened the wrong door. That's a problem. Who's... That's also a problem. Okay, well, at least we know. If I hold shift while I call the right unit Patrol 83, I believe, back here. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was shift. Maybe it's control. Regardless, I'm pretty sure one of those was supposed to have them come out with bunker gear. Is showing up, which is good because this is not going good for us.
It's okay.
We're gonna bring in the water tender.
Roger.
Not that it can do anything right now, but we're gonna bring in the water. Again, one of the future plans that I have, amongst many, are to see if I can't implement the water tender operations that the Montana mod has. I really like that. Maybe I can get it done. Maybe. And then again, maybe not. So obviously right now, like I said, I'm still working on, I don't think I named the gates wrong. I think it's probably a vehicle type issue. I think both the Quint and the medic patrol are probably the same, like TLF or whatever. And I think that's what's throwing me there. I'm losing the full block. Well, I have another audio issue. I don't want to use the air tanker because the audio stays. After it's gone, the audio stays, and center of the map, you'll be able to hear the jet engine of the air tanker.
Roger.
So we're going to have Patrol 83 bring the tender over.
Roger.
And we'll establish staging. That's a little close to the sign. We'll have staging established over here.
Roger.
Roger. Copy.
Close the door with the remote.
It's okay.
And we'll go to staging as well. Just one of those calls where you need to call 13 fire planes and hope your game doesn't crash. I know from experience from playing LA mod so much. Happy face. You're not wrong, my friend. The forest wraps around there, right? Down that, down the south side here. We're kind of getting to a point where I don't know that we're going to get ahead of it.
Roger. It's okay.
Thankfully, I have the extend hose command.
Roger.
I think we're out of water.
Roger.
Out of water? Out of water. Limited water supply for the win.
It's okay.
Oh boy. That's where the tanker would have come in handy. I mean, tender. That's about to blow. Good. You gotta get a line. Run it down here. Okay, so we're gonna ditch the medic patrol here. There's the other car. You're gonna throw your gear on, and you get into the bucket. Or up onto the stick, rather, of Quint 82. This is really good. This is what my girlfriend likes to call a Yalgo. Will Not the Gamer. Hey, thanks. Welcome. Glad you could stop by. Definitely still doing emergency 4 content. girlfriend's been yelling at me for like 3 months now because I've been talking about getting back into producing content and stuff now that life's, I mean, not really done messing with me, but, you know, I'm in a better position to handle it, I guess. And, yeah, every time I jump on and start playing, she's like, why don't you stream that? Why don't you stream that? So here I am. But yeah, glad you could stop by, and thanks for your kind words on the mod. See, we can't put some fire. Not gonna let us hit fire, eh? Still not close enough. That's a little trick I know to do. You can swing it around sometimes up over here, and then you hit something close by. I just messed up. No, that's it. It's not doing anything useful anyway. Looks like we're getting into a good spot, but I do see we've got some injured people. So let's get truck 86 going over that way.
It's okay.
Almost there.
Make some rescues. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna take 81. 81 has that problem as well. I don't know what's going on, but when I call it, it lights up, sirens come on, doesn't move. Used to have the issue that the sirens would come on and it would move, but the lights wouldn't be on. So, I mean, I guess at least we're getting somewhere? Question mark? Again. Let's bring truck
Roger.
to staging there. Siren on. It's a long drive. Have 81's
Almost there. 10-4.
pick up. And so you'll see here, I just pointed at my monitor like you can see it on the stream. So just so you know. All of my patrol cars have specific areas that they patrol. This is going to patrol the southwest. So the 2013 Ford Explorer Police Interceptor Utility and the Slick Top patrol that. Again, I've kind of got that as like a higher crime area. Doesn't have to be, I guess, but
10-4.
I make it that way. A lot of homeless and
Almost there.
I'm working on. I have them. The prototypes are there. I just have to add them to the map. I'm working on some gangs. So, I have some gangs. I won't mention the names. Just because I don't want to get in trouble on my first stream ever. But one is known to wear red clothing, and one is known to wear blue clothing, and they're known to be rivals. But that's all I'm going to say on that. And that was it.
Roger.
And somebody just went into cardiac arrest. I need a paramedic. Not going to be fast enough.
Here we go. It's done.
I believe
Yes.
it's in this house. Okay, so I got one back here. I know I got a paramedic.
It's okay.
It's not in this house.
Roger.
It's in this house. Oh, he just went into cardiac arrest too. I hope he can run with that air pack on. Just Tiller's being difficult as usual. You know, I'll tell you this much.
10-4.
Can't even get to him. Wonderful. Love it. He's gone.
It's done.
They are gone. No. Oh boy. Well, Might as well.
Roger.
Might as well take a minute to talk about what I was
Roger.
going to talk about then. No, there we go. Deceased.
Roger.
Go deceased that person as well. So I can't imagine trying to drive the truck, but also having to worry about the person helping you drive that truck. Like, I'm a fairly decent driver, I think. Okay. I would probably struggle a lot being in the tiller cabin, trying to read what my engineer is going to do. Now, obviously, full-time crews work together quite regularly. You get a pretty good crew dynamic going on. You're all right. So I'm sure at the end of the day, it's not as bad as it initially appears to be, or you would think it is. But I mean, bendy trucks are cool, right? So there's that. Do I dev it all? I do.
Roger.
Where are we at? We're an hour into the stream already. Man, time absolutely flies when you're having fun. That's wicked.
It's done.
Yeah, I mean, we could do. That didn't work. We could potentially do a little bit of dev towards the end of the night here.
It's done. Roger.
That's probably gonna crash the game, I'm guessing. We are an hour in. Nope, it just shoots a hose line. Where does it go? Does it go all the way across the map? It does. Look at that hose line. Look at that line. That's stretched to the top corner of the airfield, the bottom right corner of the map. That's phenomenal.
It's done. 10-4.
I find humor in things like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, there we go. Look. Another federal grant. We're back at noon. We've played a full day cycle in the game. We've had a couple of good fires.
Roger.
Yeah, we could jump into some dev. Time to do restart. Tillers being difficult while modding. Oh, listen. The amount of curse words that came out of this mouth about this tiller, I'd be demonetized like that if we did any dev work on stream for the tiller. Yeah, it's a headache. If you have the trailer coupling too far into the vehicle, the tiller spazzes out. It's awful. It's yeah.
Roger.
I'm with you, Dom. I understand
It's okay.
the love hate for tillers. I love having it. I think it's awesome to have, but so there's that.
Almost there.
If I get
Roger.
okay, so they come out. I'm gonna try something. Again, I like realism. I also acknowledge that this is a game, and sometimes things like this happen because you try to make the best out of all worlds by having a firefighter paramedic. So my Chief's Aid can delete units. And just like that, Quint 83 is now a 3 firefighter truck.
It's okay.
I don't think it's going to work though.
It's done.
I think it still registers a hose line being attached.
Roger.
But we're going to see.
It's done. It's okay. Roger.
It's not going to go anywhere. But that's okay because we can do this. Boom. Oh, no, the connections are still there. I'll bet you if I delete that, it'll crash. Oops. Let's try it. Do we try it? What do we do? Do we give it a go? Oh. Yeah. If you click on the command, it deletes the Chief's Aid. And I don't think I have. I don't have a Chief's Aid to bring back. I didn't even bring the safety chief out.
Copy.
again, not really a important unit. Can't do anything other than put a jacket on, but you know, I don't know. My fire department has way too many chiefs running around, so figured this one should too. Oh. You still need to fix it so the trailer despawns all when you install. Thankfully, mine does. Thankfully, mine does.
No problem.
And I actually have, so even if I deactivate the emergency lights, I still have the outrigger out warning lights. On the ladder truck in my firehouse, even if your emergency lights are off and the outriggers are out, those lights still go on. Do it. It will give you free City of Angels mod. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Nice try. I don't think. Yeah. No. Even if I do it that way, I don't have that delete object command because it's only the one that I placed on the map. Oh well. You expected the safety to be a static unit. Oh, when the tiller goes off map. I see. You know what? It's funny that you say that because I should have just. Anyways, the PIO truck doesn't work, and it's like an old style Chevy. I got to update that. And this was the original safety officer's truck, the 2020 Ford Explorer with wheels that look way too small now for some reason. Didn't notice that before, but we'll work on that too. Yeah, so that was the safety officer's vehicle. Now I've kind of got it like, I don't know, maybe it's the county chief's truck, car 3100 or chief 3100 or whatever. I don't know. It's just an admin vehicle. I want to make a bunch of just generic admin vehicles in the Riverside County paint scheme with the Cal Fire or the. See, even that's got an older style. That was one of the first units I think I made. I was really big on South Metro's PIO channel. Top notch. Top notch. I love what those guys are doing. Setting the bar high for everybody else. So yeah, a couple trucks like this, maybe without a unit number or whatever. And that's going to be parked, again, out in front of 81 and then over here at the air base. You have a list of all of their RVC units, admin and chief wise. I feel like that's not public information. And I'm kind of impressed and maybe a little bit scared that you have that, but we'll have to connect offline and talk about that.
Copy.
Another one that you might think is not playable, but is my prevention battalion chief. Prevention 3120. If you notice that all of them start with 31 and you're not familiar, Cal Fire units are broken up by number, or all of their unit numbers rather start with the same. I think the first digit is like the area of California, so 3 being Southern California, and then 1 being Riverside County, which is the first unit within that area. But he's armed. He can put on his helmet. He also wears all black, even though he's got Chief's bugles up there. Again, just a simple unit I made to, I don't know, add to the realism.
It's done.
Pretty decent lighting package in my opinion. And again, because I'm a fan of downgrading and reducing distractions for drivers, you get your steady burn corners and steady burn red to the front, but then you can also go full bar steady burn with a full wigwag on the traffic advisor in the back, or kind of like police in LA do with just the 2. I have a couple units that do that, just the 2 yellows in the back. I like that a lot. I like that LAPD does that. LAPD nerd. It is per California law. Interesting. Hey, happy face. There's nothing wrong with being a nerd. I'm a big time fire nerd. Uh, when I was a teenager, I uh, I used to ride my bicycle across the bridge into America to ride with a fire department there. Um, I used to have a map on my wall of that fire department, or of that city rather, and when a fire came in, I would try to find the block that the fire was on because you couldn't see houses on the map. It was an old paper map. So I would try to find the block that the fire was on before the first engine company called on location. And I always thought I was about 50% on that, give or take. And yeah, it turns out I was a lot more accurate. About a year and a half, 2 years ago, I talked with a guy that knew the captain of one of the engine companies in that area that was doing the most fire duty at the time. And he said he used to call on location before they were even on the block so that the second in pumper had to back down, even if they were going to be first in. Which I think is pretty cheeky and funny, but yeah, so nothing wrong with being a nerd, especially when it's something you're passionate about. Prevention is a captain plus. A captain who goes on to BC can keep his blue lights and post training. Interesting. Oh, I just got an alert that there is a fire in the aforementioned city. You're 90% fire nerd, eh, Happy Face? I'm 110% fire nerd. Well, I mean, this fire is out and it's going to be kind of a mess to clean up because we've got this hanging around here. You're 200%. Nice. Nice. I like it. What do we think? Should we end this stream and maybe I'll fire up a new stream. I'll throw on an online scanner and we can listen to the fire that is dropping right now, and we can bring it up on Google Maps, or should we do dev stream? Let me know. Throw it in the comments. Do we want to buff a fire that's going on right now, not too far from where I live, or do we want to? We got to keep going. We got a dev stream. Let me know. Whatever you guys want to do, I'm down.
Roger.
Roger that, brother. Good to see you. Didn't know you were in here. Dev stream. We can do that. We have the technology. Send them back. Oh, that's why. They gotta go there. That's another thing that annoys me about this game, is to have the tiller function properly. It can't have the physics, so you can just drive into it and people can walk through it. But got dev stream. So 2 votes for dev stream, 1 vote for keep going. Yeah, I see your WhatsApp message. I'm smiling at that. I'm smiling at that.
It's done. It's okay.
Who's this? 86? 86, yeah.
Here we go.
But again,
it's okay,
because I like to plan for contingencies, etc. 86 doesn't have a home on the map. He's yelling at me because the tender did not park properly. We can sort that out. We know what to do.
Roger.
Just do it like that. And maybe we'll move it back a little bit.
Roger.
That's better. Either one sounds good to me. Yeah, maybe we'll do a little bit of dev. Why not? You know?
It's done.
Why not? Just have them hang out there. So now let's see. 86 can go cover 83. So again, that's one of the things, you know, you got a big fire, usually agencies that have a lot of resources that will
It's done.
do covers or move ups, or there's a lot of names for that. LA County, if they're moving a great distance, I think city does it well, but they'll actually do an emergency move up. So they'll be flying across the county, flying all the way across the county. Oh, no, you can't go anywhere yet.
It's okay.
Paramedics still on scene. Just a cover.
Roger.
Sure. Either sounds good. Okay, everything's cleared up. Let's have our corner van come down. Why not?
It's okay.
Clean this up a little bit.
Go ahead.
And then we'll do the emergency 4 mechanic of using our police officers to move people out of the roadway.
10-4.
I'm missing paramedic.
Roger.
I'm confused. Or am I missing? No, that's the paramedic off of truck 86, right? But I don't know where the paramedic has gone off of the squad. Interesting. Oh well. LA City usually does ready reserves at that point, or they do actual move ups depending on the incident. Nice. LA City. I tell you, if I could go anywhere and be a firefighter anywhere in the world, probably be California. The way they do things. They're just so smart, so tactical, so savvy. Setting standards for the rest of us, I tell you. Oh, that's what I was going to do. That's why I was over here. So, when I made this fire station, one of the things that I did was I put a TV in, and I actually used Pulse Point, the website. You can view that on web browser if you're interested, to capture a screenshot of vegetation fires. So the first one's Corona. The next two are LA City, LA County, and I believe Hemet was the bottom one there. That was a confirmed vegetation fire. Those are all the units assigned. So copters and tenders and hand crews and engines and patrols, all that stuff. And then over here, let's see if I can get a good zoom on it. So I've got a whiteboard. You can see the staffing there. Strike team prep for the OES rig is high. Alpha style, oh my gosh, Alpha type strike team, which is structural engines type 1s, is moderate, and then Charlie has been rubbed out by somebody. You've got an OES strike team 6844 deployed to the Yeti complex in Siskiyou County. You can actually see the date. That was a legitimate fire going on while I was working on the mod. That was kind of tracking, and yeah, I thought I'd throw that up there. I thought that was kind of neat. They got training up for the day, and Chief Castro says East 7th at San Julian is closed for water main. Those streets don't exist on the map, but we'll pretend it's just off the map. So, yeah. Again, I think it's little details like that that set mods apart. So, yeah. I played the EM20 Beaverfeld mod. I haven't. I looked at that recently. It looks really cool. I like the what in. We were talking about tillers earlier. Here we go, right? So the alarm command should bring it out. No, I disabled that function. And I got, no, it does. Okay, it does. So the alarm will bring out the crew, the staffing for the truck. So you can actually move it. I don't know. We're going to go set them up somewhere. They can go train, do something. So I don't have emergency 20. I have not purchased it. Again, this is my first time streaming. So let me make sure my buttons all work. There. Let's switch sources. Boom. I have the original emergency 2 CD for the game up on my wall right there. I think I got that. I was probably, let's say 10 years old. So that was 13 or 23 years ago. 23 years ago. I got that, I think. Somewhere in there anyway. Nice. Okay, I guess we're only getting 2. That's fine. Call my USAR captain. 2 more EMTs.
It's okay.
And we'll get them to load up. And 81s is going to go out training. Let's see if they can get into the airfield. Haven't gone in there yet with any units. Let's see if I have enough room to get around the security checkpoint. Also got to get rid of that. I think the paramedic off the squad was the one that drove the tanker to the fire. I think you're correct, Happy Face. I think you are correct. Yeah, there you go. Going in the wrong way, but getting in onto the airfield. Pretty neat.
It's okay.
Pretty neat. I think you are correct, Happy Face. I do think the paramedic tender to the fire.
Roger.
Which means they probably brought it back. Ooh, why does it do that? Why are those lights so far down? I don't like that. That's not the way it's supposed to work. Anywho, interesting. So another thing that I've done, my truck company can put on bunker gear, or oh, that one came out as a normal EMT. Huh, interesting. Did that one? That one did too. Okay, so that's an old script that I got to update. Or they can put their USAR clothing on, and once they're in their USAR garb, they can put up a floodlight for some scene lighting. And then they could go back, they could take off their bunker gear, or put on their station wear, and then put on their bunker gear and go fight the fire if they needed to.
It's done.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Take that one. I can't take that one. All right, well, that one's stuck there now too. Ay. Oh well. And they can also change to a diver. So.
Roger.
I did have a actual USAR unit, Urban Search and Rescue unit, on the map for quite a while. I still have it. It had, I believe, the same front end as the tiller. Might have been a raised roof. I'm not sure. So, I know in Riverside County, typically the engines are staffed at 3, and trucks are staffed at 4, typically, and patrols are staffed at 2, obviously. But I decided to upstaff all of my engines to 4. Just, I guess, because I can. Okay, that person's
Here we go.
gone. Good thing we didn't switch over to buffing that fire. It's already under control. Already under control.
It's done.
You're going to go outside to pick up the person inside.
10-4.
Hey, look who I found. Hey, look who I found.
It's done.
Now we can get it back. I knew they were there somewhere. Let's bring an ambulance.
Roger.
Let's watch this. Let's close these doors. Let's watch this one come back.
It's okay.
So here, again, like I said, I don't have this functional yet. It gives the radio traffic, but it doesn't happen. Just send it back to base and then call a new one. Works just as well. Speed everything up here. See the patrol come back. What door opens? See, we got an issue. We'll just have to leave that door open, I guess. Interesting. So, again, it's a work in progress. There's always some bugs to work out. Like the floodlight no longer being able to be removed. We'll have to work on that. But, yeah.
Fire, cause not known. Prevent the fire from spreading and extinguish it.
Let's check that out, see how bad it's going to be. Yeah, it's nothing.
Go ahead.
Let's do this. Let's have the cops fulfill their dreams and pretend to be firefighters.
10-4.
And while we do that, we'll get caught up on some comments here. Are there any special calls for this mod? Not currently. Some of the planned things that I have, I do plan to have maybe like a small Cessna plane crash as a car accident, right? It'll pop up as a car accident. I think that'll be fairly easy for me to do. That's planned. I do have the wash here, like the more or less dried up riverbed. I may do, car makes it all the way through the trees and ends up down here. Something a little more unique to the map, but as far as that goes, that's pretty well the extent of it. Will Not the Gamer says, very nice. I've got emergency 1, 2, 3, 4, 2012, and EM20. Missing a few small ones, but I have pretty much all the main ones. That's awesome. I think I have 2, potentially 3, obviously 4. We're playing that right now. 2012 sounds familiar. I think I have that. I don't have EM20. I know I don't have that one.
Copy. Almost there. Almost there.
I think there was one just released in the last little bit too, right? Like free to play or something like that. I picked that one up. Not really impressed by it. That's why I still play this. But it is what it is. We'll bring them back. Dom says, I have 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, 20, 5, 16, and 17 all come with it. It's a good amount. It's a very good amount. Lots of play hours there, eh? Look at this, 2 cops patrolling side by side. It's almost like they, that's just laziness, I'm just going to follow this officer so I don't have to see anything.
Attention! Fire!
There's
Caused
also
by
a
open
mod
flame.
that
Extinguish
brings
all fires.
small vegetation fire. There's also a mod that brings emergency 2 to emergency 4, by the way. Highly recommend checking that out. The new emergency is pretty disappointing. I think just about everybody I've talked to has agreed that the newest one was a pretty big letdown. I think we all thought it was going to be much better than it was, but
Roger.
I have seen the EM2 mod for EM4, or was it EM3? I know there was one that was done not too long ago by Itchboy, I believe. Have not played it. Looks pretty good though.
It's okay.
So we will
Roger.
stretch a line off of our Type 3.
It's okay.
I know a lot of people like the Type 3 and we're pretty underrepresented in most mods, so this is an entirely custom unit. The cab was taken from Google SketchUp. I converted it over to Emergency 4. The lighting and some of the details are from Itchboy. The pump panel was done by myself, as well as the box. With some of the, grab handles or hose connections or stuff like that being taken from other vehicles. And the, again, lighting package, the lights underneath the steps here, and the emergency lighting being Itchboy's models added to this one.
It's okay. 10-4.
I always like to give credit where credit is due. There we go. Quick, easy vegetation fire dealt with there. Emergency 4 has the most play hours. I think my Emergency 4 has the most play hours as well.
Roger.
I think the only other game I have that has more play hours than this game is Farming Simulator, but I have not played Farming Simulator more hours than I've played this game.
Almost there.
I just have a tendency to leave it on and running, but paused for like 3 or 4 days before I can come back to it. So, should do a Farming Simulator stream one time. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Almost
Kind
there.
of fun.
Almost there. Roger. Yes.
It's okay.
I want to say 5,000 to 6,000 hours since 2013, maybe 2014. It's a lot of time. That's a lot of time. But you know what? That that shows that you're having a good time with it and you're enjoying it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Done.
That's 5,000 or 6,000 hours that you could be doing drugs or committing violent crimes, and you're not. So I just want to watch the ambulance drive by this massive car accident real quick. I'm going to bring in
It's okay.
our paramedic supervisor. Show you a feature there that you have not yet seen in
It's okay.
this stream. Might have been in the other video, not entirely sure. But and we'll send you back to base. This kind of sucks. So I don't have a Quint 83 anymore. Bring that back in. Ooh. Yikes. All right, we're going to have to play without Quint 83 because I did not update that unit file. So let's have you
It's done.
run the scene.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No vehicles on fire,
Almost
that's
there.
good.
Copy.
It's done.
So something that my AMR supervisor can do is triage.
Roger. Roger.
So let's have Control 83, Engine 84 handle this run. So you can see that
Roger.
patient was just
Yes.
triaged yellow. or urgent.
Ten-4.
And I should have my traffic supervisor coming up here.
It's okay.
And we've got Patrol 83, Medic Patrol 83 working their way into the scene.
Roger.
Get an EMT bag. Well, there's both EM3 to EM4 and EM2 to EM4.
Roger.
So there are both. I'm not sure which one I saw. I assume I saw the emergency 3. I think that one came out first, right? Then the emergency 2 to emergency 4 one came out, I believe.
10-4.
I think that's how that played out. I'm going to guess that this truck
It's okay.
does not have.
It's done.
Does not have the jaws of life. But allegedly this truck. I wonder if I call engine 83, did I script that anything colliding with that virtual object? No, I did not. Okay.
Roger.
We can do it manually though. I'm always prepared
It's okay.
manually.
It's done. Roger.
Do. See you at the next one, Cap. I'm out. Stay safe, brother. Hopefully I will see you at the next one. Hopefully. My car's still not doing good though. So power steering's still messed up. Spent $435 at the shop for them to change a $60 relay, and it's still not working. Ask me how thrilled I am. But stay safe. Hopefully, I will see you again soon. For you, it's 5M. For you, it's 5M. You know,
It's okay.
I thoroughly enjoy 5M.
It's
I
okay.
enjoyed all of it.
It's okay.
But some of the communities, the false power that goes to people's heads,
Almost there.
it's scary.
Roger.
So you can see the supervisor has automatically come over and triaged. Stop that. I'm guessing we have a traffic jam somewhere because we have no traffic coming through anywhere. Not really. It's not too bad. You know why? It's 8 a.m. 8 a.m. I don't know if you know this, but the traffic volumes fluctuate with
It's okay.
in-game time. If you didn't know, now you know. Uh-oh.
Roger. It's done.
Cardiac arrest. Just in the nick of time. Look at that. EM2 to EM4 also has a submod made by H-Boy. Gotcha. You would enjoy 5M more if it could have if it could handle a server longer than set amount of time. Yes, I understand that entirely. It's frustrating to me when limitations of games.
Roger. It's okay.
Kind of like this one. You know, it would be really nice to have helicopters be able to do water drops and then return to a helipad like this, where there could be, you know, a hydrant here and somebody comes out, grabs a hose and connects to the hydrant and refills the helicopter. That'd be really cool. Or a game that you could do that. I know there's a couple games out there. Emerge NYC is pretty good. Pretty good. I can't fly for crap in that game though. But you know, it's frustrating when games limit their potential.
Roger.
Somebody is sitting in a trigger.
Almost there.
They're being treated. They're being treated. Everybody being treated? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there a fifth? There's a fifth.
It's done.
Not good. One of the main reasons I don't play 5M, the other is because my PC can't run it well. I had that problem for a very, very long time.
Roger.
Yeah, this person is deceased, so they got the black tag. No, that's
10-4.
my fault.
It's done.
But I had that issue for a long time. I actually joined a roleplay server, again, very well-known one, as a dispatcher because my original PC couldn't run it. I became very discouraged when I realized how stringent and strict, maybe stringent isn't the right word, but strict that they were. Don't leave this patient who's alive for one that's already been pronounced. Thanks. Also don't like the fact that the cop car is parked on him. But oh well. I didn't like that at all. But really, there was nothing I could do about it. I left that community. I came back a while later when I had a PC that could run it. And then I left it 3 more times since then.
It's okay.
All for various reasons.
It's okay.
Bring you down here. Exact reason why I don't touch 5M anymore. You know what? I don't want to say too much.
Almost there.
Yes.
I was part of a very large and well-known roleplay server that I used to enjoy extensively.
Yes.
But
It's done.
it gets ruined by
Copy.
people.
10-4.
Yeah, people's egos. Egos. It's what stops the world from going round, I think, you know? I think if we could get rid of egos, the world would be a really nice place. But in 5M, you technically can. I have a script for that. Drop water from a helicopter. I've seen some firefighting mods
Roger.
videos
Yes.
in GTA 5 where you can do some air ops stuff. I think that's phenomenal. I love it. I love air ops. I love learning about it. I would actually do a stream where we look at air ops and kind of talk about how and the why. And there is a channel, Blanco Lirio, very, very informative gentleman. He's a real world pilot. He's got a very vested interest in air ops for vegetation fires in California, and actually attends a tabletop sandbox exercise and does a very, very, very good job explaining how and why and some of the intricacies of air ops on a vegetation fire. I was tickled pink when that video came out. I think I watched it 5 or 6 times the first day.
It's done.
So even though we're treating everybody, we got a canceled incident. Oh well. Will, it's been a pleasure having you here. You're welcome back anytime. I hope you've enjoyed being here. I hope you've enjoyed what you see, and we'll definitely do some more sometime soon. I think I'm gonna switch over. We're already pushing 2 hours. I think I'm gonna jump over and maybe we'll do a half hour of some dev work. But I am getting pretty tired here. It's gonna be a rough morning, I think.
It's okay.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we jump over? We'll do a little bit of dev work. There are a lot of nice 5M scripts for fire. It's amazing nowadays than back in the day. I will agree with that. When I first started playing 5M, it was tough. There wasn't a whole lot to go with.
Roger.
But
Almost there.
now there seems to be enough scripts and enough vehicles and units and stuff out there that it kind of makes it worth it, you know?
Almost there.
Uh,
10-4.
Let's load and go on our most critical
10-4.
patient. I'm not sure why this one shows up as missing.
10-4.
I mean, it's green, yellow, red, and black. So obviously that one,
Yes.
I don't know, must have been like right in the middle of something. Not sure. Or maybe there's an additional one in there that I didn't account for in the script. Back when you started, XBR's vehicles were the big thing. And I honestly couldn't tell you one single vehicle from XBR. That's where I'm at. So,
Roger.
good or bad,
Roger.
that's where I'm at. Blue is about to die with the triage. Okay. That makes sense. And I don't think I copied over the blue from that that script file when I originally got it. That makes total sense because I think I looked at it going, I prefer black over blue, so let's just copy the black. I know some places go with blue instead of black for deceased. I had a bad misunderstanding of that apparently. Okay, let's get 84 out of here.
Roger.
84's had their patient
It's
transported.
done.
If we move,
It's okay.
Roger.
we move 83 out of the way.
no problem.
It's done.
Can move that squad car. You still use XBR's vehicles? I'll tell you, there are some very, very talented modders out there for all communities and games. But I think GTA is probably one of the front runners
Roger.
there. We just got our third federal grant, which means we hit noon a third time in this game. That's probably the longest I've played this in quite a while. Let's let me think. What can we do for some dev work? What's one of the things that I've mentioned tonight that you guys want to see worked on or implemented? I'll watch the comments while we clean up this this MVA. Get a tow truck started.
Central be advised, I'm 1097 in the area.
That's another thing. I've got Caltrans as my engineers. I'm sure Riverside County has their own, but I do have a couple of Caltrans trucks in here. Let's see. What is something we could do?
Roger.
We could get the airbase working.
Yes.
We could get the airbase working. It's a lot of work, though. I'm not even close to being anywhere close to having that ready to go.
It's okay.
Almost there.
What could we do? Oh, there's a lot I want to do. There is a lot I want to do.
Roger.
I have a list
Roger. Yes.
What to do?
No problem.
Get AAA to get these cars out of here.
Central, be advised, I'm 1097 in the area.
But definitely with the airbase, I want to add the Helitender 301. Again, I just have to finish up the lights. I'm going to, I guess we could make maybe a couple of, or a generic Chevy Silverado model, like the battalion chief,
It's
right?
done. Roger. No problem.
Could make a generic one of those, or maybe a generic F-150 as well. A couple of pickup trucks, and replace them there, and replace these guys here. Could do that. That's an option. We could go through the editor. I could show you some of the vehicles I have planned. Also an option.
No problem.
I'm sure that one's going to spark some excitement in the comments. You have not had a trip yet.
It's okay.
Right in there. And almost at a point where we can clean this up, I think.
10-4.
You move your car.
It's okay.
Almost there.
Roger.
You're right in the intersection there.
Almost there.
Roger.
Note, I'm going to get that police car to move
Copy.
because I think it's already been redirected. But we can do this.
Roger.
Almost there. Yes. Almost there.
It's okay.
That lane will have to remain blocked. Yes, I should show them everything.
Almost there.
Should show you everything, should I? 306, 307 over the view for RBC area.
Almost there.
I know they have a fair amount of just like generic, unmarked, unmarked, but unnumbered
Copy.
units.
Almost there.
We could probably throw a handful of those on the map. I think I mentioned this last time, but all of the battalion chiefs can park at all of the stations. So like I could send them to 83 and you'll see where they park at 83. If I show Dom everything, he's going to be writing stuff down. Probably.
Central, I'll be 1019,
Probably.
1051 to
Nothing
station.
wrong with that.
Central, be advised, I'm 1097 in the area.
We'll get them patrolling again. Traffic can hang out for a little bit longer. I think somebody's... maybe not.
Almost there.
I think they're blocking, maybe? Maybe? Maybe. Also, I can't believe I didn't use this before now.
Almost there.
So in true Southern California fashion, I have a tent that can be put up on top of DBs to keep them out of the sun, give the detectives a place to work. You already have ideas for my other videos, eh? Not good. I'm glad I could inspire some creative process here.
Roger.
Bring the detective over. Yes, they're gonna drive right out the front gate. Sure.
Roger.
Let's move them off the road, and then we can open the roadway up a little bit more.
Roger.
Copy.
I know we still have the body over here, but
Almost there. Copy.
so now my detectives can come over and I don't know, do whatever it is that detectives do.
Almost there.
Roger.
10-4.
Coroner's van at the PD station in Bushton, eh? Yeah, that'd be alright. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, let's do that. I'm going to switch over to my intermission screen for just a second here, and I'm going to fire up the editor and maybe grab a drink of water. I'm going to do that. I'll be back in, let's call it 3 minutes.
Fire. Riverside Battalion 1, Riverside Engine 1, and Riverside Engine 4 are on scene. They're over here on command 5.
Yeah, continue shortly.
Block 27, stroke Charlie response, 7117 Tennessee River Port, RVC command 5.
From Battalion 1, here's the gate here open for you. On the Crestmore. Direct.
I love the puns. I love the puns. I'm not even going to complain about them at all. Okay. I got my water. Good to go. Nobody cares about AMR. I'm not even going to go down that road. So, a couple of units that are in game, but I didn't call out tonight. I have a Bureau of Land Management Battalion Chief. Don't know how accurate this is. Very difficult to find on Google searches, at least the ones that I was doing. But I did put solar panels on the roof, as you can see behind the light bar there, and an array of antennas. I think when I made this, I was watching a fleet video from South Metro, and they were talking about the solar panels that they put on the roofs. So I thought that was an excellent idea, and I did it. BLM Unimog. That'd be alright, eh? I did make a civilian version of this. So originally where the KTLA station is, the news station, I had kind of like an emergency management style place there. And I had made this into a civilian variant to be parked there. I have an older international BLM engine. And a newer international Durastar BLM tender. I have my Granite Mountain crew, crew 7. Again, I try to go realistic as possible, but at the same time, I acknowledge that this is a game, so I gave the soup vehicle a California steady burn and some flashing lights, even though at least the one portrayed in the movie did not have any. I've seen pictures of the real life crew buggies, and I believe one of them did have a light bar on it. But I made this many years ago, so I'm going to skip over the fire department for now. We'll go to National Park Service. So I do have a patrol for Joshua Tree National Park, which kind of hugs the border between Riverside County and San Bernardino County to the east. So I've got Joshua Tree National Park Patrol 131. No lights on it yet, but again, it's there. One that is lit but is not yet in game is the water tender, the Joshua Tree National Park water tender. And it does not have any white lights on it. So skip over strike teams because I'm sure that's something you're going to want to see. So we'll save some anticipation. San Bernardino National Forest Battalion Chief 51. It's got a nice newer Chevy Tahoe. Again, that can be called in on the game currently. I do have the Big Bear Hot Shots BDF Crew 1, and they get 4 buggies plus the soups vehicle. They're all identical, they just say Crew 1A, Crew 1B, etc. I did initiate, and I believe it's in the game and up and running. I think I called it a Granite Mountain rapid deployment. But basically, the crew buggies, I think they carry 6 or 8 each. And when you rapid deploy, they all jump out. Everybody gets a chainsaw. One person gets an axe. So BDF Engine 53, nice little Freightliner. That one's the one that spawns in the Anza Interagency Fire Station there, Station 82. That's Itch Boy's front end, and I believe it was originally Hoppa's U.S. Forestry Type 3 engine from the LA mod that I just put some higher resolution texture and lighting equipment from Itch Boy as well on. There's that. I've got Patrol 55, which again isn't on the map but can be called into the game. Water Tender 11 I'm working on. You can see the lights don't line up, but it's in process. I think we're pretty well ready for that to be relit, the hose connections to be moved in, some tires on it, and it's good to go. I also have the Cleveland National Forest. Those are the 2 national forests that are bordering or part of Riverside County. But nice older Ford Expedition with the Federal Signal Vector bar on it. Kind of an older lighting package in it. I don't know. From Itch Boy's Project Nostalgia mod, the U.S. Forestry Service International that he made, I have in game again as Cleveland National Forest. I kind of, in my mind, like San Bernardino kind of gets the newer stuff because it's a bigger, more well-known, and then Cleveland National Forest gets crap. I don't know if that's really the case or not. That's the way I went. That one has no tires because I don't use it, and this one doesn't have tires anymore. Something has happened. I have moved a file, I think, or renamed something, and I no longer have the tires. But this one does work. I use this one in game quite frequently. Dom says, never been a fan of U.S. Forestry Service newer apparatus and the water tenders. I think that is where I am going to have to disagree with you. I will agree that this looks unconventional. I will agree that this looks different, but I like that. I like that different look. And I'm sure there's a reason behind it. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things that's so unconventional from what we see. There has to be a reason for it. I just don't know what it is yet. So that's my Forestry Service stuff. I'll go through the Riverside stuff. So here is my OES Type 1. And I think, yeah, this one says mutual aid provided by Riverside County Fire. Again, trying to make things as accurate and as detailed as possible. I have another one that has not been labeled yet, no stickers on it, and it's got an old rotator bar and has to be lit, but it's there. And then this is the engine that spawns in behind engine 81. Again, I think this one says, nope, this one is not yet there. This one says mutual aid provided by Los Angeles Fire Department. Might be a spoiler alert right there. So I have 2 Battalion 3102s. And the reason I have that is while making the airbase, I thought I'm going to be 3502. 35 is San Bernardino County. Somehow I got those crossed in my head because I didn't reference it. So I created the prototype for the Air Ops Battalion Chief as Battalion 3502. It's going to be 3104. So I have to amend that. I do have a CAL FIRE crew truck that I was working on. You can see it's obviously based off of the U.S. Forestry one. It's got the Department of Corrections logo on the right side with the CAL FIRE logo on the left side, as you would see in real life. And I'd like to put some screens over this, but I'm also not super worried about that. I agree. I think the point of Cal OES Fire is a wonderful concept for anybody who's not familiar watching this now or at a later date. Cal OES doesn't man these trucks. They basically buy them. They outfit them, they equip them, and then they give them to fire departments. And the whole premise is you can have this truck, you can use it if you need it. It can be a spare truck. It can't be a frontline truck, but when there's a big incident and an OES strike team gets activated, you put your people on that truck and you bring it to the fire. You pay the people, we pay the vehicle and the maintenance and the wear and tear. I'm sure if I'm wrong, Dom can correct me, but that's my understanding. I do have 3 CAL FIRE RRU Type 3 engines currently. Only one of them is on the map, and that is 3162. It's got ANZA written on the back, and that's where I have Station 82, which is the USFS and Riverside County unit interagency station. And then 3169, which is truly in Lake Elsinore, has Elsinore on the back. 3125 does not have a community. It serves on the back. I like that they do that. I like that they put the communities that they are based out of. But Dom confirms from his understanding I am correct. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. So there's the safety officer's truck that's at 81s. For the firefighting airplane, I do have the 10-tanker air carrier, Tanker 911, MD-81, I want to say it is. And I believe I got that from the Miami mod. LA County Copter 19, Sikorsky S-70I Jayhawk or Blackhawk firefighting helicopter. The original LA mod heavy rescue crane. I'm pretty sure the closest one to Riverside County would be LA County Heavy Rescue 103, so the crane got LA County colors. Chief 3100, again, was originally safety, I think I called it Safety 41, was the original name for the safety officer. Battalion 11, the on-map battalion chief. I did have an incident command team. I know LA. I know Riverside County does not run these, but I like the concept, and I thought it would be kind of neat to have a command post company. There are animations with this that don't work properly. I messed up my animations. It was supposed to be a slide out tray with 4 workstations, 2 on either side. Obviously, I got something incorrect when I built the animation because it's twisting itself inside out. But it was supposed to be 4 workstations, 2 on either side, so that 2 battalion chiefs could come to that unit and work together. But maybe we'll get there. Again, PIO truck, no commands, not drivable. Battalion 12 and 13. Engine 81 we've seen. It's the newer, or I guess now second newest. It's the middle child of the very distinct Riverside County engines. They're almost all this type now. 82 is an older style. You can see the grill goes straight up as opposed to having the flare. It's got the different light bar. And on the back, it's got rotator lights and a slightly different box. Again, there's been a slight change to the latest version of this model, but again, we'll get there. You saw the mass casualty trailer sitting out back of 83 there, I'm sure, in the stream. The plug buggy that parked out back, it does function. The lights obviously work, as you see here, and its purpose is to tow the mass casualty trailer. The Quint that we were running, Riverside City Fire has a vegetation fire westbound 91 east of Magnolia. Dom mentioned earlier in the comments there that there's an app for Pulse Point, and that's what just went off to tell me that. That is, originally that was the U.S. Army truck from the LA mod by Hoppa, and I bastardized it into a water tender. Engine 84 again, the older style. The Hazmat was out there. It's still labeled Hazmat 81, but it's an older Pierce on the mass casualty unit box, I believe, is what I used there. But it gives us a command post. There's a couple of... So a tent comes out on the driver's side, and then you can actually open the door, and then the green light comes on. I should have shown that on the stream, but that's okay. That truck would work good as an LA County Sheriff's SAR or LA County Rescue Squad. This one, I'm guessing. It's a nice truck. I put a lot of work into it. And then the OG Heavy Equipment Squad with the updated light bar, updated or different light bar on it. I think when I first started making this mod, this was Squad 84, I think. And then I've like slowly changed out all of my squads or medic squads to be medic patrols so that they have firefighting capabilities as well. And then I thought it would be kind of neat to make this one a hazmat support truck. So the IDT. Yes, the IDT would be a good LA rescue squad. It does kind of have that look. It's kind of got more of the get rid of that, I guess. It's kind of got more of the battalion chief vibes that LA City was trialing there for a bit, but you are correct. The heavy equipment squad did not exist. It was a different model for Squad 83. You are correct. I do remember that now. So the hazmat support trailer does spawn in behind Hazmat Squad 84, which again was originally Hazmat Squad 81. They are not connected initially. You can connect it and then just drive out. So LAFD Battalion 5. Yes, exactly. That's the one I was talking about. Then there's Medic Patrol 84, and if we go to Tools, Light Controller, I'll go to nighttime so that it's a little bit easier to see, but you'll see I have set up as red traffic lights. So if the emergency lights are activated and the siren is activated, these lights come on. So basically, if the vehicle's moving, the white lights will come on in conjunction with the blue lights or red lights. And then when it stops, those white lights go off. I can show you that with Engine 86, which is one of the, again, newer versions. So again, I'll show you just the white lights that show up. So the headlights flash, you get a little bit of a flash of white in the middle rotators, and then you get white on all of your side lighting. And then when the truck stops and the air brake is applied, the white gets cut out. So again, just little things that I try to work on. Here's Engine 85, one of the off-map units. Engine 87 is the same, and 88, I believe, just got converted as well to the same. So lots of the same style, slight variations on the roof. Again, just trying to add a little bit of variety, like, you know, maybe they came in at different times or whatever. But they all say 88, 87, 85 across the back like they normally would. I do have a second tiller that I'm working on for 88s. It is an American LaFrance style tiller, which I am fully aware Riverside County does not run, but I modified this one a little bit. So it's compartments all the way back instead of having the ladders on the exterior. And something I saw, I believe it was LA doing, was having the gear for the tillerman right there in front of the cabin, which I thought was pretty cool. So threw that on there because why not? I'm going to go back up here. I will show you. I removed it, didn't I? I did. I removed it. Oh, well. I did. So I have an additional USAR. I had another one. I've since removed it because I don't play with it anymore. Again, I use the on-map truck. But honestly, Happy Face, that was the entire intent of this, was to build an LA style tiller that I could very easily repaint to LAFD. So there's an urban search and rescue unit. I had, like I previously mentioned, it was a KME cab. I believe it was raised roof, but it had the steps going up the back. It was the back rescue box made by THVFD, the one with the steps going up the back. And then I also had a international box truck that was painted up and lighted up as a urban search and rescue support unit. So I had UR81 and US81. And you can see for some reason this one says UR81 on the roof, but UR88 on the side. And then I've got a water tender here from the West Falls mod as well. Engine 89, which is my newest edition. Again, it's the same model file, just with a different numbering. I have a Dozer Team dummy. I called it a dummy because it's not playable. It's just there for looks, but Dozer Tender 3391. With a Dozer on the back. I think it was parked in a fire station at one time. And here is my heli tender HT301. You can see it's based on the tender model here, same front end, but with a different rear. And again, all I have to do is move the move some lights here, make them a little more. I've started on it. I'm just not there yet. And I've got the 1863 placard for aviation gas. I believe this one has, yeah. That one's got the whites in the light bar. So we'll get that in. That's kind of my next project, is get that airbase functional a little bit more. And strike teams. So currently, the strike team that I have in play is BDU strike team 9351 Charlie. And you get these 5 engines. Woo! Get these 5 engines. And I had to get rid of the strike team leader that was on there. I didn't like the model file that I had, so that one's going to be that one's got to be reworked. Also probably going to replace the actual truck with the CAL FIRE Type 3. Make it a little bit more accurate. These will likely be repurposed to Ventura County. I have an LA County Foxtrot strike team, which is Type 6. There's the Chief, Battalion 2. Again, lighting's not complete on it yet, but in progress. And then I've got Brush Patrol 102. The Dodges don't have the lights done yet. The Fords all do. And again, with the Fords, we've got the whites that spin down low that cut out when the truck stops. Everything else is fully functional, blinkers, all of it's there. Does have downgraded lighting, the rear warning, and the front steady burns. So again, there's 3 Fords and 2 Dodges. The Fords are complete, the Dodges are not yet done. So that's where that one stands. I have an LA City OES strike team, 1880 Charlie, which is a pretty famous strike team for those of us who are West Coast wildland buff nerds. And here's my LAFD Battalion 5 with the new Dodge Ram. Lights are almost done. I believe all I have left are the side lights. I have one done. The front quarter panel, rear quarter panel, and the remaining upper, and then the back are all that are left on that, and that strike team will be functional. LA County Mod 2040. I'm not against doing it. I'm not against doing it. I like it. I like the idea. So engine 82 Charlie is part of the strike team. It is. Essentially, it's like the reserve. So LA City bought their own and then kind of like had no use for it. This is my understanding of how the politics behind it kind of went down. LA City bought their own, jumped in on the CAL FIRE contract because Boise Mobile Equipment, BME, the people that built the Type 3s, allowed smaller departments to jump in on the contract and kind of share that pricing, which I think that's awesome of them to do. I mean, business-wise, it's smart. You get more business out of it, but it also allows smaller departments that may not have been able to justify the full price to get in on that group discount, which from my understanding, LAFD did, and then kind of went, what do we do with this thing? So it's kind of a reserve. My understanding is they originally had 5 OES rigs. That one was bought by the LAFD, Engine 82 Charlie. I don't know if they lost the 5th OES rig because of it, or if they still have the 5th OES rig and sometimes they run 82 Charlie instead of the other OES rig. I'm not against it. All I have to do is take one of the 5 existing trucks and repaint it into LAFD colors. It's easy for me to do. So definitely an option. An Alpha Strike team out of Ventura County. So we've got in Ventura County Battalion 5. Got a lot of Battalion 5s. Might have to change that. Maybe that'll be a different battalion. And then I'm working on the American La France. You can see the paper in the window there with the strike team, VNC 1570 Alpha. And then they've got the Rosenbauer. I also threw in a PIO. I've done the NFPA PIO course through my fire department. I loved it. Probably one of the better courses I've taken outside of safety officer. I think NFPA safety officer was my absolute favorite. But threw in a public information officer because why not? San Bernardino County Medic Engine 221. We're going to have an Alpha Strike team out of there. That's the only unit that I've got done so far there, though. Hemet Engine 2, nice E1. Tried to make it look kind of handwritten across the front of the windshield there. XRI, so X preceding strike team number just means it's different units from that region. So this is a Riverside County mixed department strike team. And then you've got Palm Springs Engine 223, which is a nice Pierce Quantum. And some departments, because they have a designated vehicle that they will send out on the strike team, they'll paint it right on the roof so that air ops can see the strike team. Some of them, like LAFD, it's stickered right on the windshield of the truck. And then my other XRI unit that I've got so far is Saboba Fire Engine 1. So again, working on the lights. Looks probably pretty familiar to you because it's the same as Engine 82 or Engine 84. The older style, it's just got a different paint job and a couple of minor changes like a different grill. But so again, just working on updating the lighting there. Everything else is pretty well the same. And that one will be good to go too. So those are the strike teams I have planned so far. Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strike teams in the works. One of them's sort of implemented, needs to be updated. Well, I'll tell you, it was originally this pickup truck without the cap on the back as the utility for the strike team. Not super realistic. It's gonna end up just being one of these trucks with a not a RVC. It's going to be a Cal Fire with a 3500 series number. So, and then San Bernardino EM4 resource. No, I have a plan there, but I don't want to spill the beans on that one just yet. Ford Expedition for the battalion chief, and then I think 2 more of the Pierce pump under chassis. and then I might do 2 trucks that are different. Ventura County will have 3 of the Rosenbauers and 2 of the Alfs. Haven't fully decided who the other 2 agencies and units are going to be in the XRI strike team. And the LAFD OES one is done. Like I said, I just have to finish the lights on Battalion 5. And that'll be done. LA County Type 6 strike team is done once the lights on the 2 Dodges and the Battalion Chief are done. And that's pretty much it. So that's where we're at. Anyways, I think that's a good place to end it. We're over 2.5 hours on the stream. It's coming up on 1 o'clock in the morning, so I think that's where we're going to leave it. I hope you've enjoyed. If you're watching this after the fact, feel free to drop a comment. I'll try to do my best to get back to you in a timely manner, but life's pretty challenging still. It's been one heck of a year, and 2024 doesn't seem to be letting up any of the pressure, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it together, and I hope you've all enjoyed. As always, take care of each other, and I look forward to seeing you on the next stream.